time to see somebody, for instance, that would abuse children, that would sell drugs to children. You see what I'm saying? So you're already at a disadvantage. So don't kid yourself about them not knowing you. Like you said, they tapped into this. They're listening to this. You know why they're doing all that? To know you, to find your weaknesses, to find the way you think. And that's the way they target. They take what's the most important to you. They take what you love the most. Yeah. And that is what get targeted.
Yeah. And that's, that's what happened. My privacy was violated. My court documents, everything. And it's like, I had somebody that had a platform that I met here locally when I very first moved here from Los Angeles, and I welcomed him to the platform and I supported him, and very flirtatious guy, and you get to know somebody as a friend over time, 6 months, and you have conversations. You've known me for 7 years. I'm a very I conversate. And you just, everything was just put out there for fodder. And I just, the lowest of the low, like, what is your problem, dude? Like, I never did anything to this guy, And
first of all, you know what happens? This is another thing that goes on. They infiltrate who you are. You're acceptable, all right? I am. I know how, and I figured out, and it took me a little while to figure this out. They sent me people who needed help, or send people to say, I'm also a whistleblower, and I'm here to help you. Exactly. So think about this. Are you in a position to turn around and push people away who are willing to help? Are you not open to listening to that victim and wanting to help him and help that victim build a platform? Now think about this. Yeah. What if that's not a victim? What if that person is not a whistleblower? What if they are intentionally reaching and infiltrating what you're doing? Exactly. And you're sharing? Exactly. Well, this is what's happened to me. How about this? You ready? You are never betrayed by enemies. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
Never. So they befriend you. Every part of the work for me. Aaron Day, who came to me, who was my campaign manager, was afraid the cartel was going to murder him. Greg Theodore, turnaround camera, his wife worked for the cartel. I mean, Brian Toomey was working with, these people were my vice president of my company, were my paralegals, were the lawyers I trusted and paid. It's with that trust that opens the door. And you know something? They know that. Yeah. They know you need help from what you're trying to do. You're trying to build a platform, a whistleblower, to combined efforts, but you don't know who that person really is. Mm-hmm. He knows you, and that victim that calls you. You're there to try to help. Who do you turn away?
Yeah,
especially with the right story.
This guy, he probably knew me better than I knew him before he even met me. And he's still stalking me online till this day. He's stalking me online. And
he knew you better than you know him now. He knew you before he contacted you. That's how that works.
Creepy. That's so creepy.
Well, you know what it does?
And I'm never going to open up anymore, not even to a therapist.
That's what it's supposed to.
Oh, gosh, it's like now it's like if I talk to somebody, it's going to be someone like you or Zeph and Trish or, my family. It's
Well, what it does is it isolates you. Now, think about this. You've been doing this for 9 years.
Yeah.
The people you socialize with and talk to and try to hold on to a tad of normalcy. Because it's the normal things that you miss. It's the things that everybody takes for granted that are no longer in your life. So when they turn around and you befriend someone in this, they got you.
Yeah.
So when you and that's what happened, and they know that you live in a very isolated world. There's times where you're not going to want to go out. There's times where listen, I don't go out at night because I'm concerned about being murdered. You know, I have to live an isolated life. I change hotel rooms every 2-3 days. And listen, this is from somebody who lived in a 20,000 square foot home. I lived in a mansion, and now I live hotel room to hotel room, looking over my shoulder. And every now and then, when I look over my shoulder, there's somebody there. And now you're a single woman living alone and with a child, and you have to be even that more concerned.
Oh, I'm like, we definitely don't live a normal life like everybody else. You know?
No.
But I try to make it really, really great for Aiden. And, and I try to have fun. I have TGIF Friday music show as, sometimes. And, we keep it.
It's your struggle to hold on to normalcy.
Yeah.
The littlest things that people take for granted, you hold down as anchor. Yeah. I mean, how about this? You see how you laugh? You understand the biggest defense mechanism for this is insanity is to look at it and laugh at the insanity.
And the thing is I was, I did a live the other day on Facebook, and I said, look, at some point, these people were bullied and hazed as well, and they succumb. They succumb to that. Zeph of the Zeph Report, he's this amazing musician, and I admire his emotional strength as well as his intellect, regarding this stuff. But I was on the Zeph Report early this morning, yesterday, and I said, they succumb. He has a song, it's called Succumb. I didn't succumb. And they did. And because they tell you, well, if you join us, it'll all stop. It'll all get better. Empty promises.
It's the promises every evil organization makes. Like, for instance, if I turned around and took the settlement offer, it would have all ended. Mm-hmm. It's all over. You don't have to worry about this. And believe me, I'm the last guy that they wanted to screw with.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Shaheen worked for me. Walker worked for me. These people worked for me. They were my attorneys. They were people that I hired. The U.S. Attorney Kakavas worked for me. So there was an easy way out.
I want to tell you, you're doing an excellent job, and you're really an inspiration to me. And I truly value your friendship, and I'm so grateful, Micheal. I really am.
And listen, when this happens, in the depth of how it happened, don't wait this long to communicate and talk to me. Because sometimes you got to be careful of the depths that you find yourself falling into. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
In other words, sometimes those holes this particular hole seemed to be a little deeper than most for you. Mm-hmm. So be watchful of that. Stay in communication. You know what? I mean, I do understand. And the problem with our circumstances are that so few people do understand or want to understand. So, for instance, like this Audra, too, she's got court. She's going to go there. I'm going to do what I can to be in that courtroom. I'm going to see if I can be there so that judge knows that I'm there and that I'm watching and that I'm listening and that she's not alone and you're not alone.
Yeah.
But we have to be selective, unfortunately. And remember, your greatest threat will always come to you as a friend or someone needs your help.
So true. Wise words. I have a guest in the chat room, and she said that she's supposed to go on a live interview today at 3 p.m. And she said that, she's going to be talking about the corruption in Child Protective Services, and that last night someone stole her $3,000 horse saddle and did some damage. And so, if you're listening and you're tuning in, just keep us in your prayer, everyone. And I'm healing, and I'm gonna stay strong. So I'm on the mend. Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Hey, listen. Thanks so much for calling in today, and I'm gonna give you a call back as soon as I wrap up the show. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, Michael.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Guys, that's Micheal Gill, State of Corruption, and you can check him out. He has a YouTube channel, State of Corruption, and he's also on social media, on Twitter, and I think Facebook as well. So go ahead and check out his channel on YouTube, State of Corruption, and thank you so much for joining the live chat today. Oh, I am so happy, Brent. I'm so happy. Yes, thank you too. Thank you. It's nice to see, people in the live chat. And I know, I'm not the only one that deals with this, circus sideshow type of stuff. And I'll get through it, and we'll keep going forward, onward and upward, right? And it's like, it seems to like, it's always been there, it's just little pokes along the way. And this was a really huge jab. And it's time for it this jab to end, and for people to progress, and we move onward and upward, right? Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of Porthole to Justice off the cuff. I am your host, Amelia Duran. You can check me out on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and I'm now on Patreon. So if you'd like to support my content, it's greatly appreciated. And thanks so much for tuning in live. God bless.